It's happening in every neighborhood.
Open the door! Who is he? Huh? This is why you really want to leave me.
No, I didn't.
Down every street. Sickness. Addiction. And violence has been turning countless homes into crime scenes. Suffering. Depressed. Alone. Suicidal.
Welcome to your program, Problems and Solutions of this Wednesday. May God bless your day and may God bless your night. You are right now at home or you are on your way home. One more day pass and we are here in this evening, in these 50 minutes to give to you a word of hope. Perhaps your day was not so good. Perhaps this year of 2022 has not been so good. You know, a lot of problems has been happening, a lot of issues, and many times you get to the point that you don't know what to do. Is your life, is your problems that you are facing, is the problems that are surrounding the world, the situations that the world is facing, and placing one together with the other one, sometimes you don't know what to do. You don't know which the next step that you have to take it. And we are here to help you for you to take the right step. You know that we have been telling every time in these programs that there are things that we can do, but there are things that only God can do. You know, there are decisions, you know, situations that you can solve it with your wisdom, with your might, even though that these are sources given by God. But there are things that even our wisdom, our mind is not able to solve them. And these problems means that only God has the power to solve. We're going to watch right now the testimony of this couple that they face problems in their relationship. And of course, through that problems brings another consequence of other problems, but they overcome. And today they are happy, today they are blessed, their lives are totally transformed. Watch their story, and if the meantime you want to talk to us, we'll be here ready to speak to you. You have our telephone number below your screen. Also, if you are watching our social media, our Facebook page, UCKG Sweden, you can also be in contact with us through our messenger, okay? Stay with us.
I grew up in a very difficult household. There was a lot of arguments, confusion. My mum and dad grew up in two different religions, and coming together, they had two different ideals. And I was very suffocating with these different ideas and two different outlooks on life. I witnessed a lot of violence at home due to infidelity and even financial difficulties. After some time, I just decided that I need to look for a sense of belonging. As I never found it at home, my mum is having her issues and she doesn't want to listen to what I was going through. My dad's in another part of the world and he's unreachable. So I looked for that sense of belonging outside amongst friends. The issue that I had, especially when it comes to women, my dad used to tell me something: you cannot trust any woman. I was very confused growing up because I looked at my mum and my mum was faithful to him. Mum was dedicated to him, worked two jobs in order to provide. But I used to also see the way my mum would respond when he would have an issue. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't want a woman that snaps like that. I don't want a woman that gets angry on every little thing. Of course, I was introduced to pornography at quite a young age, and I began to see certain scenes in the pornography. And in my mind, I thought, okay, well, if people are doing these type of things, maybe this is what society promotes. Maybe this is the role of the woman, to be submissive in all aspects. So when I realized the opposite, I was confused. Having also seen experiences that my friends had been in, situations where I've realized that women can be very devious, it was difficult for me to put my trust in them. So having attended the church for a while, one day I was just doing something before making my way home, and a very good friend of mine invited me for one of the sessions. They had the love therapy sessions. He kept pushing week after week. I said, okay. I got that at the time of another testimony, and the person was talking about trust and how they managed to overcome their trust issues, how they managed to see change in their relationship because they learned to trust the person. And I said, okay, maybe this relationship thing can actually work. After one of the sessions, I had seen someone, and a good friend of mine knew some of her friends, and we began to speak. You know, we met up. After meeting, we agreed that we both wanted to date. Whilst we were dating, we would have a few arguments here and there, but we decided to overlook these issues and still progress into marriage. In the beginning, we were very nice, happy, you know, enjoying the honeymoon. But shortly afterwards, some of the underlying issues began to unravel again in terms of how do we respond to problems. I would be the kind of person that I don't really like to express myself. I don't really like to express what I'm going through. I'm a very quiet person and like to remain reserved. She's the very opposite. She likes to express everything. So there was a time when she thought that I was no longer emotionally connected to her because she would express something, and for me, what is the problem? That will be enough to create an argument. You're not being understanding. You don't understand my needs. Why is it that everything that's happened in your past you're trying to bring into the marriage? And when she will say things like this, that will annoy me because in my mind, I believe I've changed. We went and decided to speak to one of the pastors, and they gave us their honest advice on what to do, which was, if you believe that there is hope in this relationship and you're able to look beyond the problems and work through it, this marriage can be a blessing. And that for us was vital, especially at that time, because at that time, if we didn't hear something like that, the relationship would not be where it is today. So I need to let go of the past and believe that something good can happen and move forward. I began to see changes, and we're here today.
Once we started to make the change, he understood that he needed to, understand me, listening to me. And that was one of the most important things, because at first I didn't feel like I was heard. So coming from just arguments all the time to now actually seeing love in the marriage, he showed a lot of care.
Ali is someone who is now mature. And Ali is someone who is, apart from being faithful to my wife, but Ali is someone who's able to convey this love to other people, to show them that apart from what they've been through, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. You can see our example.
After my first failed marriage, I really started to suffer with depression. I then started looking for love in the wrong places. I started dating other people here and abroad. And I still felt so alone, but I was really desperate to find someone to fill that gap. I then married again, and that relationship failed as well, but this time I had a child as well. This is probably one of the worst moments of my life. Failed relationships and alone with a child. I felt desperate, I felt lonely, I felt empty, I felt rejected, I felt there was nothing else for me to live for. During my search for happiness, I turned to drugs, partying, meeting different people, and nothing would make me happy. Nothing would fulfill me. Nothing would allow me to have peace. I got to a point that I'd had enough of everything, had enough of my life. I just wanted happiness. I just wanted to be fulfilled. So I decided to accept an invitation from a friend, and I started to learn that there was help. And that help was through my faith, through searching God, through His Word, and really putting into practice the things that I learned. I understood firstly that I didn't have to suffer and that actually I wasn't alone. I started to do chains of prayers. I started to make specific prayers for myself, to look after myself, to go deep and not just look at the circumstances around me. Through those prayers, things started to change inside of me. The way that I saw myself, the way that I saw my life, to know that actually I could be happy and I didn't need to depend on anyone else. Today, the way I see myself is completely different. I'm fulfilled, I'm a happy person, I'm assertive, I'm able to make decisions, I'm able to move forward, I have a career, I have family. Everything that I thought was impossible for my life, today is possible, and there are no limits.
You who have been living with a broken heart, have been searching for peace in the wrong places, have felt a horrible pain and emptiness that no one has been able to fill.
I was just super empty inside. I wanted to kill myself. I was full of depression.
I was trying to find love in everything that I did, like going out with different girls, drinking. I just was looking for love in all the wrong places. At the end of the day, when I get home, I'm just still empty.
And many times wonder, will there be a way out for me? Is there a solution for me? God can take your broken life and transform it into a new one.
It was like if God grabs you and tells you, you're not alone no more, I'm here. It was the void that was filled, and the joy and the happiness.
I felt peace, I felt joy afterwards, and it was just so awesome. I never felt that feeling in my life.
He can heal your broken heart.
You saw, my dear friend, as this couple that you saw the story and other stories as well that we have been bringing to you every night in this program, as they overcome, you can overcome as well. This is the proof that God is the one that can solve the problems that seems impossible. What means impossible problem? A problem that you cannot solve it with your mighty, a problem that you cannot solve with your wisdom, a problem that you cannot solve with your strength. And God is the only one that is able to solve that problem. That's why the doors of the Universal Church are open every day for you to find help, for you to find a new life. And tomorrow, Thursday, as every Thursday, we have our love therapy here in Stockholm at 7 p.m. That is a prayer for the love life, for the couples, for the marriage, for the singles, but for the general family, for the mothers, for the fathers, for the children, for those who are facing family problems. And even if you are facing another problem, at the Universal Church every day we focus in a specific problem, but you can come any day. For example, let's say that you have a financial problem. You can come tomorrow, Thursday, no problem, because the doors of the Universal Church are here ready to help you. And we have here pastors, assistants, men and women of God ready to help you. And surely that through that, your life can be totally transformed, okay? For more information, you can visit our website, uckg.se. Our Universal Church, our headquarters here in Stockholm, is at the Birger Jarlsgatan 106. We are very close to the t-bana Tekniska, also 5 minutes away from Odenplan t-bana. And you are our guest to join us tomorrow, 7 p.m., okay? I will leave you now with the schedule of our Universal Church, of the days and the prayers that we have every day. And you are free to join us. And if you want to call us, to text us, if you have any doubt, we'll be here ready to help you. What I have to tell you before I end is the same God that transformed these people's life is ready to transform your life. Have a blessed night. May God bless you.
This is your UCKG timetable, helping you to make a new beginning. Mondays, a meeting focused on achieving more in your financial life. Tuesdays, prayers for healing. Wednesdays, a meeting teaching you to develop in your spiritual life. Thursdays, a special prayer for the family. Friday, a service for your spiritual deliverance. Sundays, reconnect with God, the main meeting for your spiritual strength.
I'm not leaving this hospital until I know what's wrong with my daughter.
You
want out. That's fine with me.
This program is brought to you by UCKG.